El profesor.
Okay, let's see. Okay, good evening, good evening. Okay, let's stop this music here. Okay, we will try to work on it. And thank you so much, Romeo, for electing art. Welcome. I'm Afonso Z and Salt of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for joining us here this evening in the special edition here, The Examiner. We hope the network will do us a favor as we'll be speaking with one of the representatives, as a matter of fact, representative from GEDEH County, Honorable Debee, will be joining me here, and we will be having a conversation. He's one of those that support the embattled Speaker Jonathan Fanati Kofa, fighting his political career in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. The blame game is on who's speaking, who not speaking. We hope to get an insight with those who have the first-hand information with all of the political bickering that ongoing in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. I am Afonso Z, and so welcome to this program. let's get a program going. I see the Honorable backstage. Let me just usher in. I'm Alfonso Z and Salt of the Liberal Public Radio 10 LPR TV. If you are joining us, this is the first time, we say you are wholehearted welcome. This is Diaspora Informative News outlet, keeping the news fair, balanced, and proportionate. We are trying to reach out to the divided House of Representatives in the Republic of Liberia as the battle for leadership continues despite the Presidential Press Secretary's statement this morning in a major press briefing. Reaction coming from the other block of the side. Well, one of the presidents in the fray also took a side. Is District number 3 Representative Honorable Jacob Debee is in Liberia. He supports the embattled Speaker Jonathan Fanati Kofa of the Republic of Liberia. Let me just join in, just bear with us. If you are listening, just hit the share button and we're going to have this conversation. We are also doing everything possible to reach the other side, to get both sides. We intend not to be judgmental in the political process and in discussing Liberia. And this is one of the things the media did to get us to be where we are, because the media, instead of being there for the people, they were serving as the watchdog or becomes the talking here for the politician. Let me just bring in Honorable Debee from inside Liberia. Hopefully it will do us, just bear with us. That's the city we're in. And this is one of the many reasons why some sort of reform. Okay, so Honorable, you want me to give you a chance a little bit, as you said, to relocate, or
yeah? I thought also was going to be better, so let me go back in the room.
Okay, all right. Let me just give you off the screen, and then I will monitor it. Okay, there you have it. It's quite interesting. This is the halls that become the center of the political conversations in Liberia, that is sucking all of the juices and things that we're supposed to be talking about, because the 103 men and women this stand in the interest of fairness, that's the lower house of government. This I term it as some sort of political mutiny. Not a military version, but it's a political mutiny. That's my own definition, and you can give your own definition. But I think the Honorable is situated. We want to get a clear insight with those who have hands on what is going on in Liberia, how they got to this point. Where are the leaders? Those major political parties, where are the leaders? Nobody working deal. Okay, let's see here. I believe, I want to make sure that he's properly situated. Then I'm going to bring him in. Okay, I think that's much better. Let me see here. I think it's much better, right, Honorable?
Yes, it's much better, yeah.
Okay, well, this is one of the reasons. Let me just do here. Did you see? Let me do quick editing here. So I don't want to be here in contempt with the already in Liberia there. Okay, so here you see, for those of you listening, is Granger County. That's district number 3. Member of the parliament joining us for the first time from Liberia. Honorable, good evening. Good to have you here. And my apologies. I think this thing should have been done a long time. And most of the problem be coming from this. So I must admit to that. Just how we can hold you guys responsible when we fall short to, we must admit to it. Good evening. Welcome on LPR.
Good evening, Honorable. So I am grateful to be on your show tonight. We have had some appointments and we have to reschedule. I think this is the second or third time.
Yes.
So I'm grateful to be on your show. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay. On this network here, more or less, we are respectful to whoever is our guest. What we do not compromise is to ask out of the tough questions, and you are at liberty to plead the fifth if you wish to. But that's certainly, I don't think that's where you're going to go, because people want to hear from you. So it's important. Introductions is not a favorite thing of mine, because in the process of introducing, you tend to leave out good information that the person, he or she, can do best. So in the interest of fairness, let me just give you a few seconds to set the stage. Who is J Court, Debee, and we'll get right down to the wire.
All right. So, as you have said earlier, for the sake of those who might not know me, I am Jacob Chetba Debee II. I represent the people of Basin District, Grand GEDEH County. I was elected on the 10th of October 2023 and sworn in on the 15th of January 2024. And I have represented Grand GEDEH, and I was appointed on several committees in the House of Representatives. The the Standing Committee on Education and Public Administration has co-chaired. The Statutory Committee on Defense and National Security has a member. The Statutory Committee on Labor, the Statutory Committee on Concessions, Statutory Committee on Peace and Reconciliation. I am also a representative on the board of the Commission on Higher Education, and I am also a policy council member of the Environmental Protection Agency.
Wow. Is there where you can appoint as anybody to act in any of those like committee just in case is that violations of the house rule? If you were to ask me to be deputizing on one of those committee for you.
No,
Okay.
except you are a member of the house.
Oh my goodness. So that I'm not qualified. That is not a good news. Okay, look, Honorable, thank you so much for making this time for us, and you're quite correct. Because of overload work too, we have been having this year, but I think the fullness of time has come for us to do this here. And we'll get to the nuclear of tonight conversation here, but let's set the stage here. Let me start from the home front. How is Basin District doing in terms of you as our direct representations in the House of Parliament? What have been some of the things that you have done there? I think it's fair to give the audience and your constituents the chance to know what is happening with respect since you took over as representative of Basin District.
Yes, so we've been in this position almost 10 months today. And in this role, when we took over Basin District, obviously, unfortunately, unlike other institutions of other positions where your predecessor would have a turnover notice, in this position, you don't have a turnover notice. So you entered in it as a representative, as a person. You come with all of your ideas. So we took over Basin District and we noticed that there were other things lacking. For the past 18 plus years, those that have represented us have not had an office in the district. So all of the businesses were being done when they are in the district, either on their porch or on the tree or somewhere in the Palava house or somewhere. So we decided this time around to have an institution. So we broke grounds in Jaudi. Jaudi is the capital city of Basin District. So we broke grounds to construct a building that will host our offices and apartments for us to stay and our guests who will visit the district. So as we speak, that building it costs a little bit over $50,000. As we speak, that building is at a window level because of the heavy downpour of rain that made movements impossible for the transportation of goods and services. We have been able to stop the works until when we start in the dry season. When the dry season begins, which we expect now to be in dry season, even though it's still raining, and the road from Tapeta to Zwedu is terrible. A friend of mine who traveled on Wednesday just got to Zlatan tonight. It tells you how terrible the road is. So we are hoping that we will have dry season. The roads will be dry for us to be able to move the rest of our materials. So we expect that before the next rainy season, the building in Jaudi will be zinced, and we will start to do some interior finishing so that we can be able to move into that. That will have an office. We'll have 4 offices, a conference room, and 2 rooms apartment for us to dwell in. So the next thing we have been able to do since we took over in the history of not just Baton District, but in the history of Grand GEDEH, no city representative or senator has been able to carry medical supplies in our district. And after taking over, in less than 5 months, in collaboration with our partners in the United States, the medical mission, we're able to assemble assorted drugs, medical supplies in the tune of over 260,000 United States dollars in a 40-foot container. That container was brought into Monrovia from the States. The container was transported to Bazon District from Monrovia to Zletown. That container went, we were able to assemble all of the DHOs, and fortunately for us, the CHO was able to second the pharmacists in Zwedru to form part of the team, because Mayuna, there are other things that we can use. Some other supplies will not be able to use in Baton District. And said Topman Memorial Hospital is in Zwedru and is the referral hospital. We decided to donate some of those items, some of those materials, supplies to that hospital. So in the history of Grand GEDEH, a sitting lawmaker was able to distribute medical supplies worth over 260,000 nurses. That's what we did. Another thing we have been able to do in the shortest time, we're able to buy a transformer that has a capacity of 150 kVA. A transformer of 150 kVA was procured by me single-handedly and taken to Zletown. I know you are aware, those who are following are also aware that Zletown, Town, and Zwedru were the 3 initial towns historically, initially, to benefit from the West Africa pool. So Zletown has been out of current for the past 3 years before my excellency. And when I got elected, I promised to electrify Zletown and its surrounding communities. So the 150 kVA transformer is able to supply electrify Tiantown, Zletown, Town, and Port Town. So what the other communities need to do is to get the wire, the electric wire from the pole to their homes. So if they can do that, they will be able to have electricity. So that transformer has been mounted in Zletown, and those in Zletown are already benefiting from electricity. So we have been able to do that successfully. Another thing we have been able to do, we committed ourselves to educating our students. We say in the 6 years, at least 100 of our students must have a bachelor degree. And now, as we speak, we have been able to recruit over 80 of them in various universities. Some of them are in the Apex University, which is formerly the Tifa University, the University of Liberia, the Community College or the Grand GEDEH University College, and the Salvation Army Polytechnic. Those students, those citizens from Baton District that we recruited from across the district are studying various disciplines: agriculture, education, health sciences, business courses, theology, engineering courses, and just all of them, so that everyone will have an opportunity. So as we speak, we have been able to recruit over 80 students doing that. While we maintain our sponsorship in the community in our district, those students in junior high, those students in senior high, and even in elementary are benefiting from our gesture, our benevolence. What we also are still doing, we have a couple of volunteer teachers that we are paying, volunteer teachers and health workers that we are subsidizing in terms of compensation. So those are things we have been able to do, and those are things we are doing. So yes, it is. We have been able to have those kinds of engagements, and be able to compensate to ensure that our district is lively and our district is moving well.
Wow, what an
Yeah,
elaborate.
and let me mention. I almost forgot. We have we have been able to give grants to few market women. Those in Gay Town were able to give them $50,000. Those in Port Town were able to give them 100,000, and we promised to give another 100,000 to those in Town Town and 500,000 to those in Sled Town. So when we have the opportunity to go back to Grand GEDEH in not too long time, we'll be able to make those promises real, and then our people will be able to benefit. As we garner resources, we intend to go across giving not just loan, I mean grants. We intend to do loans so that they feel uh, obligated. Our market women feel obligated and make use of the finances. It will be not interest bearing, so that the pressure is not too much on them. They just need to pay back the principal. So we want to do all those kinds of engagements so that our people have access to resources and have access to all of us in terms of empowerment.
Okay, what an elaborate one. So let's have conversations about all of these things that you outline, and let's see what happens in the interim when we are having this conversation. Again, thank you for what you do. I'm not too friendly with politicians, and we are friends when you are in politics, especially in this. Do you recognize this building behind me, Honorable?
Come again?
Do you recognize this building behind me?
Oh
Is that
yes, yes, that's the Capitol building.
Capitol buildings?
Yes,
Is that where you have your office?
yes. In fact,
Where is
where that particular part is called a rotunda, where we gathered in terms of other ceremonies. That's the part right behind you. And on
that?
your left, there where my office is located.
Okay, so I try to be illustrative in our conversation here, and I did it on purpose here. Now it's good to recognize that. So let's have a conversation. I will say thank you for all what you do, but we will have a conversation about that. Now, I did hear you saying there's a process, there's constructions of a local office in Basan District. Am I correct?
Yes.
Is that something we can validate? Because with due respect, we have former lawmaker who came here before. They told us, and we send our people. I only to lie. I mean, there's no other word that I can edit to God to say lie, and that I see that to be very, very disingenuous. And I'm not saying that what you are saying, but because one of why you decided to set an office in Basan District? I know the question my son is saying. Why?
Oh no, you are right. Others will say, but Jacob, why would you want to go in Bason inside Bason Jaudi to construct your office? The first thing is that I have no cause to mislead our people. They elected me, they asked me to represent them. And so I must be earnest with them, I must be sincere with them. And so what we are doing is not a secret. I have pictures, I have videos of what we are doing that I can share with you after this show, so you can have pictorial evidence of what we have said. So the question of why I took the building, our office into Jaudi, is just simple. We represent Basan District. And once we represent Basan District, the capital city has an institutional person. The capital city is where I should have my office. And so Jaudi is the political capital city of Basan District. And as such, I must have an office to ensure that the city ordinance or the city status is maintained, not to undermine the purpose. We have to construct our office in Jaudi so that everyone appreciates it. Some are saying you have people coming from all the way Kavala, for example, now. There are people coming from all the way Plu. Why should you have your office in Jaudi? I did not make Jaudi the capital city. Our foreparents, our forefathers made Jaudi our capital city, and as such, I respect whatsoever that is done legally. So yes, I have to abide by that, and so I was obliged, based on that, to ensure that our capital city hosts our office.
Okay, I think, and that's a complete valid point. In my own state, my senator, my representative, they are in Washington, but they do have offices here. So the second portion would be building these offices. Are we just building them for ceremonial purposes, or will these offices be occupied by working staff that eventually, and my guess here is a right thing because everybody can't come to Morovia. It is your constituent during your reset break. This is where you're supposed to go to host town hall meeting, to talk to your people. So you are just on the right trajectory. But the second portion here, are we just building them to have this structure? Yeah, honorable builder office, or will we have staff there where information will be coming to you routinely in the nation's capital as you function in the higher in the first branch of government?
So, as I said, the intent for the construction of office is not just for a white elephant purpose, but is for the institution, is for the workings of our district, is for the closeness of our people. So the office, I just told you, is not just an office, but it will also accommodate strangers, and it will accommodate myself when I'm in the district. So we have a quarter where our coordinator will live and work, where our staff will live and go to work in Jaudi. So now, as we speak, the coordinator of the district is trying to get a place in Pola on while we complete the office in Jaudi. So it will not just be a building waiting or a building constructed for political purpose. Is a building that we all can go to when we have issues. When we are in the district, everybody who wants to see me will come to Jaudi to have meetings. That's why we have a conference hall so that we can have meetings and we have programs right in Jaudi. So it will not just be a building for the purpose of it, but it is an office that we have constructed for the purpose of office. It will be used for that purpose.
Okay, great. That is clear. Quickly, I was on PV here. I did hear you talking about transformer to help to provide some sort of electricity. I remember my last time going there. Of course, the current situation was okay. Now, all what, oh, folks, just bear with us. That's part of the beauty of Liberia, and hopefully he joins us. And we intend to have an extensive conversation here this evening with him. And at some point in time, the analysts of the Liberia Public Radio, standing by cross country, they will also be joining us here in this theater. It's a huge busy day for us here. Second side is coming. Okay, that's okay. Quickly here, talking about the transformer. Yeah, is that out of your own pocket, or the all these legislation, some sort of provision budget coming from your office?
So it's a personal initiative. We during the campaign we promised our people that when we are elected, we'll try as much as possible to re-electrify Sleton. This is not the first time. When we had electricity in Sleton, the clinic, the Basel Health Center, was not electrified simply because there were no wires, simply because there were faulty connections within the building. So we have to rewired that health center personally before the campaign, way before even 2023. It was sometime 2020, 2018, 2020, I mean 19, we're able to re-electrify that health center. And based on that, they have electricity going on. They will have access to electricity. So when we got elected, and notice that we have not had electricity for that number of years, we we were able to commit our 2 months salary towards the purchase, transportation, and installation of the transformer. So we did it single-handed from our pocket. We're able to deprive ourselves 2 months of our salary just to ensure that we procure that 150 kVA generator. I spent 7,500 for the kVA generator and paid 1,500 to transport it to Zlatan, and we're able to buy the accessories, all of the equipments needed, the grinder, the Legne, arrestor, all of those we're able to buy them to be able to have it where it is today. So yes, it's just a personal money without help from external forces.
Okay, I also heard you talking about money and having giving people light to see students and everybody to benefit. Like one of our analysts here today, maintenance is one of the key things here. We get things and there's no contingency plan to maintain to get it long lasting. What is the strategy in place? You put it there now. Our people sometimes they see it, they don't work for it, they don't know how it's been, how it was received. Oh, they don't know, but maybe somebody give it to you as a gift. People talk any kind of way they want to talk, and that's part of the beauty of the free world society. But it has to be maintained. It has to be taken care of. That other parcel here, because trust me, you put it there, anything happens tomorrow, they're going to call Honorable Debee, hey, I mean, the thing you brought here, you're not working again, in fact, you're not bringing no part, this and that. So, how is the maintenance aspect being taken? How is it being how is it being maintained?
Also, one thing, Slaton is my native town. Unfortunately, the transformer went to Slaton. Since I've been going there, a group of citizens in Slaton have not come to say thank you for the transformer you have brought. However, I think that they don't need to do it because I promised to do it. But in another word, you could have come back to say thank you, because I did it selflessly. But again, we in Slaton they have a council of elders. They have a team that before I bought that transformer, the dwellers in the town, the inhabitants of the town, have been collecting money, and they set up a committee to collect money for the procurement of a transformer. Unfortunately, everybody couldn't pay the money, and those who contributed from the diaspora, that money was converted into a different thing. So there is a committee set up to ensure that the maintenance of that transformer is in place. But more beside, there is a company hired or contracted to provide electricity for the southeastern communities, including Tapeta, and that company is called LRB Energy. So when we bought the transformer, because the transformer does not just generate electricity, the electricity is from the lines. So the LRB Energy is responsible to make sure that we have the the maintenance of the transformer and the maintenance of the electricity. So they are responsible. They have the statutory mandate. They have the contractor mandate to ensure that our transformer lives, that transformer runs, and that transformer keeps serving the purpose. But mind you now, because all hos all I mean all hospitals with that grill connected will be able to pay a premium. They will pay electricity bills. So the LRB Energy collects the electricity bills, and because they collect the electricity bill, they will maintain and ensure that it is stable, it is up to date, and it is working for the people.
Okay, I promise you we'll soon pivot to the main point of our conversation. I did hear you talking about loan grant to empower people to make them self-sufficient. And I see the portion varies in terms of the amount and all of that. What is the
Yeah.
essence of that, and where is this money coming from, Honorable?
So the amount varies with communities, from community to community, because of some obvious reasons. Porter, I was able to construct the market building in Porter. When I constructed the market building in Porter, I promised them when they move into the market building and start to sell, I will give them a grant of $100,000. So constructed the building and gave them a grant of $100,000. Gate Town doesn't have a bigger market center. The women have asked me before the elections for uh for business purpose, and they said they wanted 20,000. I opted it for to 50,000, knowing that 20,000 will not be any significant amount, even though the 50,000 is not again a an amount that you can talk about, but they wanted 20, so I added extra 30 to make it 50,000. So there are few group of women, not more than 15, that are doing some little selling in Gay Town. So that number of persons were able to get that 50,000, and they will have to share among themselves and periodically find a way to put it back. I asked them that in December I want to see the 50,000, and I want to make sure to see how much impact the 50,000 have made. So that's how you see the 100,000 in Port Town and the 50,000 in Gate Town. 2016, 2017, I was able to give the people in total $50,000. I went to Total. I know you will, maybe if you know our history, we grew up in Total. I went to Total. According to my father, I was in, I think 6 or 7 months old
Yeah,
when I went.
I walk countless miles from Biaya Joseph to Total, Bokawi, everything coming, all of that here, Samson Total. We went there. Those days, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
TMI
yeah,
is the beginning
yeah,
point for most of us, I would
yeah,
say.
yeah. So I grew up in Total. When I went to Total 2016, 2017, my first attempt, I went in the market and saw the women that took care of me when I was baby. One of them was the superintendent for the market association. So I promised to give them 50,000, which I did. And I, unfortunately, it was able to benefit them, I didn't do a follow
Well,
up.
not to interrupt you. The currency in Liberia now, there's too plenty. We go so LD, you cancel USD, you go to Europe and all of that. CFSO, what are they thousand here? What specifically are we talking about? Is that Liberian dollar?
I'm talking about Liberian dollars, man. I'm talking about, I don't have 50,000 US dollars or euro, man. Right?
Okay,
So I know. So I promised after the first term, that first 50,000, I didn't follow up. So I said, okay, what I'm going to do this time, I will give you in total another 100,000. Then I will try to follow up to know the progress of that 100,000. The people in this letter, they have asked me to give them money as a loan to do their business. So this letter is a very big town. They have over 200 to 300 market women. So I said, okay, we'll do this. We'll give you 50, I mean 500,000 as a loan to be able to see how much impact it's going to make. So that's how you see the variation. It was based on the need, it was based on the request, it was based on assessment. So that's how we're able to make those commitments and make some donation in terms of the monetary value as we gave.
okay, well, trust me, we're going to have more time. Hopefully, maybe we're coordinate with your office to have a routine update from the district here where folks can interact with you. Thank you so much. I want to take a little 30-second break as we are about to switch gear to the news making headline and the drama that is unfolding in this first branch of government. I am Alfonso Z, and so this is the examiner with the Honorable Christopher Jacob Debee, District Number 3 Representative, Grand County Republic of Nigeria. I will be right back. Okay, this is the Liberia Public Radio. This is the Examiner. Our special guest here is the representative District Number 3, Green County Republic of Nigeria. The Honorable Jacob Debee is on the line from the nation's capital. Let's get down to the main issue here. Is there anything playing in the background there? I'm getting some little feedback. Is there a way that they can moderate that tone?
Yes, yes. So, General,
Yes,
all
yes.
right.
So, okay. Yeah, I just
It's
want to
good
make
now.
sure. Yeah, much better. Thank you, Honorable. I just want the audience who are you talking to for them to I understand what you are saying.
Exactly.
Okay, so for the past couple of weeks, we woke up one morning, the president traveled to the Holy Land where they are going to bless the Pope. And out of the sudden, it is my own turn. I could be wrong, political mutinies or whatever it is. The House, 73 persons now. Yes, divided. For the benefit of the audience, where do you stand on this ongoing saga at the first branch of government? Who do you support?
So this first branch of government saga that have erupted for the past 3 weeks today has divided us significantly. But fortunately for me, I was elected and confirmed and sworn into office to protect, defend, and I was elected to defend, protect, and defend our constitution, uphold the values of our land. So because of that, I am standing with Speaker Kufa, who is the legitimate elected officer of our House of Representatives, who is the presiding officer of the House of Representatives, first among equals. So I support the Honorable Speaker Fonati J. Kufa.
Is there a problem to establish your political identity? Which party do you affiliate with?
So I represent the party, or I contested, and I am a member, a full-fledged member of the Liberia National Union, LINUM for short.
Okay. So I'm wondering, I try to wrap my head around this thing here, and I could be wrong, but my prediction, this is not a one-day event. It is not an overnight event for all of a sudden certain members of the House of Representatives and say, hey, we want this speaker to be removed. I believe this has been a long time or something that has been in the pipeline. Who saw this coming?
So we saw it coming because immediately after the speakership elections in January, as early as April, the other guys, the defeated group of persons, started gathering signatures to remove the speaker. As early as April, they
April.
have started, yes, as early as April, they have bent on removing the speaker for reasons best known to themselves. All of us heard about it, but because we thought that there was no reason to do it, because we felt that our colleagues couldn't have, gang up against the constitution. Our colleagues couldn't have betrayed the confidence reposed in them by the speaker. So we didn't take it seriously, and so we heard about it, but we swept it under the carpet until late last month. In fact, this month, because tomorrow will be the first. Late this, I mean, yes, some part of earlier this month, we heard the the aggressiveness at which the guys were soliciting and getting signatures.
So this area is a place of consensus, and I do believe there are rules and processes involved. It is their constitutional right to call, to remove, or make all sort of alter here. Is there any rules within the first branch of government being violated here, and who is violating this rule, if any?
Yes, so there are rules that govern our proceedings that have guided us to who we are today and who we will be forever. Our rules are very clear. Rule 9 of our House of Representatives, the rules and procedures of the House of Representatives. Rule 9 is clear. It has procedures in how the speaker should be removed. Unfortunately, Samuel Coker, who is one of the oldest lawmakers in the House of Representatives, this is the third time. Samuel Coker comes from Nima County, very inconsistent, a controversial person, and 43 of them have, gang up against our constitution, gang up against our laws and procedure, our rules and order, to illegally have meetings in separate session. Rule 9 of our Rule 9 of our procedures talks about how a speaker is removed. It's clear. It says for a speaker to be removed, you must have 2/3 of the majority. The 2/3 constitute 49 lawmakers. They must sign a resolution. But there are procedures before getting to that. That's the end product. The first thing is that before you remove a speaker, the deputy speaker, or any of our officers, you must first of all have a complaint filed. That person must be given a due process to hear why you have complained him, and the complaint will be read. If it is against the speaker will recuse himself and hear the complaints. When the complaints are heard, they will send that complaint to the Rules and Order Committee to investigate. That rule and order will come up with their findings. Their findings will be presented, and the speaker or whosoever that was complained against will be able to be given a due process. When a due process is given, after that, a vote will be taken on the floor. A vote of 49 persons will remove, either expel that person or remove, if it is the speaker, the deputy speaker, or the member, from their position. That's our rules. The rule did not say you must be 45, 46 to remove a speaker. Our rules are very, very clear. The rules uh, gives the opportunity to the minority of our bloc, the minority of the House of Representatives, for quorum. The rule did not say once you are 48, then you, without the speaker, without the deputy speaker, then you can have session. The rule did not say so. You can be 48 without the speaker, without the deputy speaker who should preside in the absence of the speaker. You cannot have session. It's clear. Rule 12 of our constitution, of our rule, that talks about quorum. It says a quorum shall consist of a simple majority of the members of the Honorable House of Representatives. So the quorum for us to do business with the presiding officer, who is the speaker, you must have 37 persons, which is the simple majority, to do that. When the speaker is not in country, he will designate the deputy speaker. But when the speaker is in country, the deputy speaker is mute. He has no authority until he can be designated by the speaker. But once the speaker is in country, there can be 48, you meet anywhere. When the deputy speaker goes there, it's not a session. That's the rule.
Okay, let me hold you there a little bit. Let's have a conversation here. This is quite interesting. I hear you saying complain, rules. Now, where are those complaints being made, and where are they discussed? In chambers, outside of the chambers, it can be anywhere, or what is it?
No, our gathering, according to our constitution, we meet in the capital. When we meet in the capital building, where our chamber is located, we will meet in our chambers in session. Complaints are tabled on the agenda. In case you have a complaint and maybe the speaker or the presiding officer did not put it on the agenda, in session you can file a motion for your complaint to be added on the agenda. So those complaints are heard in session. It's not on the flagpole. It's not in the compound of the Capitol building. It's not in a separate session. No, your complaint must be brought to session. Must be brought so that plenary, which is the higher decision making body, can discuss your complaint. So when you have a complaint and you go on the flagpole to read your complaint, those are reading time, and you go to read. Your complaints must be it should be in hard copies. It shouldn't be electronic on your phone, be reading from your phone. It should be in hard copies. So you must present your complaint to plenary for us to discuss it in chamber, not under the flagpole tree, not under the flagpole, not in the compound, not just anywhere, but in chamber must your complaint be read.
Okay, let's turn this camera off here and pretend no one is listening. Is two of us. What I seems to be gathering from you here, there was no informal complaint. You can be a referee and be a match commissioner and be a player at the same time. This time around, the point of contention, whoever they have complained about, is Speaker Fanati Kofa. Are you telling us, are you saying there was no any formal complaint filed by these gentlemen to the Rules or Ethics Committee to look into it? There was nothing of such. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. They have presented nothing. They just came up one day. We heard that Thursday morning that they have in fact they started calling lawmakers a week before that time, calling lawmakers to sign onto a resolution. Some of them signed without reading the resolution. So because they sign without reading the resolution,
What
they
does
don't even
that
know
tell?
what.
I had to interrupt. The sign without reading the resolution. They are lawmakers. You guys, our Antonin, we empower you for the 6 years. Our life lies within your hands. So it's like somebody bringing something to Honorable Debee, say the entire Bajan district we're going to sell it to La Cote d'Ivoire, and you just not read it and you just sign. That's why it appears to me.
Yes, so that's the irony of it, and that's the sad part. When you speak to them, when they call you to sign, the only thing they do is that you see how the speaker treating everybody. Few persons are enjoying. The speaker does not have your own committee. You will not be re-elected because you don't have a committee. You will not be re-elected because few persons in the House of Representatives are eating the money and you are not part of it. Few persons enjoying, the speaker enjoying, and he's not helping you. Those are things they say. What are the benefits to this country? What are the causes for which you want to remove a person? It must be for a cause. So those who are rhetorically trying to convince people to sign, they just play on their emotions. And because they play on their emotions, I know you have been listening to several group of persons who've been speaking about why they signed the resolution. The core issue that they have line of those 6 issues, those 6 counts they have, they know that if they have presented those 6 counts to our colleagues, our colleagues could have never signed those, that resolution, because some of the counts talk about, they said the speaker unilaterally constituted committees. It's false. Committees were constituted. The speaker, according to our rule, he has the absolute right to appoint all committees, including the committee on executive, which is the most powerful committees in the House of Representatives. He single-handedly, he will appoint the committees in session and read the names of committee members. They said he appointed the committee on the committee to represent us on the ECOWAS Parliament. That committee was composed and it was announced in session. There have been no history where we have had elections to have people appointed or seconded to ECOWAS, to any of the African parliaments. Never, never. They claim that the speaker did it unilaterally. In April of this year, around April 19, April 18, April 19, in plenary, our journal carries it. We had a session, in that session, 4 committees were, 2 were constituted and 2 were elevated to statutory status. The Committee on Elections and Inauguration was elevated to a statutory committee status. That it makes it a leadership committee. And another committee on drugs was elevated to statutory committee, putting it on the leadership. 2 other committees were established. The committee on wash and hygiene was established, and one of the persons who signed that resolution, the reason I'm saying many of them never read it, the guy who signed that resolution is the chairperson on the committee on wash and hygiene. He signed to remove the speaker because, according to them, the speaker constituted that committee unilaterally, illegally. So how can you sign to something that you are benefiting from? You see the contradiction? Another committee that was established that day, and the chairperson also signed that resolution, is the committee on science and technology. One of our brothers from Bombing, one Sam Jala, signed, and he is the chairperson on the committee on science and technology. The committee on wash and hygiene is chaired by Maryland People Representative Anthony Williams. You see the contradiction? They signed onto something that they are benefiting from. When they came to the house, they said they have expertise, they have knowledge in science and technology. This man saying have knowledge in hygiene and wash. So based on that, the speaker, being magnanimous, said there's a need to incorporate everybody. So that committee was established. Those committees were established. Now they are going against him for that purpose. Another thing they have said, according to the accounts, that he refused to be audited. They claim that 2022, 2020, 2022 and 20, but unfortunately, the budget term brought in $4 extra million. So apparently, according to them, he embezzled or he corrupted extra $4 million. But this is the irony. This is the contradiction. The guy who was presiding before the deputy speaker went there day before yesterday, he co-chairs the PAC, the Public Account Committee. That PAC, the same year, had a budget of 600,000. The budget outturn came with $2.9 million. So if the speaker, according to you, took $4 million extra from the budget outturn, you who are the PAC, you who want the speaker to be removed, your budget outturn also came with $2.9 million. Where did that money go? So those are people who should be prosecuted. If there's a reason, we should be prosecuting them. But this is it. The speaker in May of this year has asked for an audit. A letter for audit was submitted to the GSC. They came. Unfortunately for us, when the speaker left, the deputy speaker was asked to preside. They asked those guys to leave the building. The speaker was out of country when he came and asked, but what happened? How far have we gone? The preliminary results from that audit was so damaging until the deputy speaker got afraid and said, we don't need the audit.
When you say it's too, we don't have no secret here on LPR. When you say it's too damaging, to what extent? People, massive corruption,
yes,
government.
There's a lot of So the preliminary reports were pointing to systemic errors, malpractices, missteps, and so based on that, after the preliminary investigation, the preliminary audit, it pointed to that, and because it pointed to the malpractices, those involved gang up and said, we can't have them here. Let get them out. So it's in the process of doing that when the budget came. So they were waiting. Honorable Musa Bedete from Nima County has always had a letter on the floor for audit. Each time there is this issue, the deputy speaker will push it aside, will not want to discuss it. So many times when that letter is on the floor, it's the deputy speaker that presides. And when it comes to that time, he always ignored and asked for a motion to suspend that agenda item. Now they are holding the speaker for that. He said that he corrupted, and he's a corrupt man because a budget or term allegedly is $4 million. So they want to remove him for that purpose. But he has said, let's audit the place. So if you say I took $4 million, let's audit so that we know who took the money. That's one issue they have. So if you can't audit, why are you asking for the man to be removed? Another thing they said, the man is a criminal. But they made him deputy speaker 2020 in the 54th legislature. The same group of persons elected him to the position of speaker. Now they say he's a convicted criminal, so he can't go. Another thing they talk about is that he's conflict of interest. He represents many of the institutions. 2016, he had resigned from his law firm. It was published. It's not a secret that he has resigned from his law firm, and his law firm doesn't represent any of those institutions. The institutions are in Moravia. If you think that a man is represented, provide evidence. Why they can't provide the evidence, but you want the man to be removed? So those are some of the things that they have listed, and because that's what I said, many of the guys who signed did not read that resolution, because if they had read it, they couldn't have ventured into signing it. But because they told them that, once you are here, you are not on committee. They play on their emotions, they play on their ignorance, and because many of them are first time lawmakers, they are so anxious to have committees, and they are anxious to be re-elected. Everybody wants to be re-elected. So when someone tells you this is the way to go, the best way to go, everybody will want to go there. So that's the reason why you see.
Okay. To our analyst, the link is out. Like I told you, the analyst is going to be joining. Now, other people, other free thinker now, well, this guy, maybe he's one of the top surrogate of Councillor Kofa, and he's been politically correct here in his tone. Honorable Debee, are you there with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Are these political line? Of course, it's obvious. It's a political office that you are occupying. Now, from all what we are hearing here, I don't want to be judgmental. We hope to get the other side, the tone here. So that play is all about building consensus. Considering all that is going, do you think the speakers built consensus to get us to be 3 weeks, literally 3 weeks now? This is almost a government shutdown process that we are in. So did you get a call from these guys as well to sign?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have been calling me. Even up to this morning, they keep calling. They want me to join them, but I told them that they are proceeding wrongly. We were elected
what
to
is
protect.
what is behind this call here? Because the exchange, I am more or less concerned as to whether money or finances is being induced into this whole process here. And I want to play this clip courtesy of other social media network, and you there, and I want you to see as far as you are concerned if that's something. Let's play this here, and then we'll watch and see.
Of lawmakers who one of them was attempted to be bribed on today, and they managed to collect the official listing alongside with for 15,000 United States dollars. It has been speculated that lawmakers have been offered money. But we have also Representative Collins. Welcome to the media, sir.
Thank you.
You want to tell us what happened? How did you end up with this money and the listing? Why are these things here, sir?
Yeah, for the past 2 days, there have been the news in and around the Capitol building about lawmaker wanting to impeach Speaker Kofa. Then we heard that a certain group of them are giving money out. You have to receive $15,000. Then after you sign and their mission is accomplished, then of course you can receive the balance of the money. I was told that the total sum is 25,000. So I also been making some due diligence and follow up, because this is not good for our country. I think we have come here to work for our people. So being sitting outside the 54th before coming in as 55th lawmaker, I came with a clear agenda that I'm coming to work for the Liberian people, not myself. So I decided to go there and pretend as though I am part of them. And of course, they called me last night and I said, we're going to conclude it today. So this is where we end up. I managed to do away with the amount of 14,000 plus, because Representative Jim Collette took, I think, about 200 or some more dollars from on it in the presence of Clarence Guy, along with his driver. But we have also planned ourselves. We made a plan that a group will be behind me, and because I have not identified myself to be anywhere, I will go there and act like I'm part of them, and make sure that what they are doing to be brought in public. And this listing, you will be surprised. The names are here. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. So page 4 at the end here, you will see my name. That is how I managed to actually get the money, because I have to act like I'm signing.
Okay. Literally out of breath. Let me ask you. I was told. Do you know that gentleman, Honorable, the other lawmaker? My
Oh,
understanding, you were part of that.
yeah,
You are one of those that accompany him.
exactly. That's Luther Collins from Bapuru, and it was our initiation. We initiated that. We executed that to unearth the dubious attitude of our colleagues.
So now, considering this yet, in my own layman thinking here, anything that under the influence of finances with lawmakers, that is a serious violation. Is there a crime? And I know LSCC here. Where is that money? I understand it's been turned over to LSCC as FOC.
Yes, so on Thursday morning, I mean, the plane we came back on the 15th of October. Legally, constitutionally, we should return on the 15th of October. We did on the 15th was on Monday. The 16th we went to session. We didn't have a quorum. The guys have been planning, and because they have been planning, they wanted to execute their plans before the speaker got back. On the 16th, when we got to session, because they have not gotten even for 36 signatures, they never came to session. The rest of the guys, some of our people have traveled, they are not around, so we never had a session. Wednesday, they intensified. All day Wednesday, the 17th, they intensified their callings and contacting, reaching their course. Across, they called me more than 7 times. I told them I was not part of it. I couldn't join because I didn't see any reason. Thursday morning, since it was getting so rampant, Thursday early in the morning, we went to session, we went to work. Usually by 8 o'clock, we are there. We assembled in Honorable Bernard Benson's office. Luther came. He told us what happened. Honorable Zena Norman has come and said they called him the night before, and he drove to them, but he refused to sign. He refused to take the money. They were offering him 15,000. He refused to take the money because he thought it was not a good thing. Luther said the same thing. So I told him myself, I said, they've been calling me too, but I have refused. So what can we do? So we said, Luther said they just call you. You are the most recent person to call. Go back and call them that you are ready to take the money so that you can bring the resolution. We want the resolution. Because once they don't have the actual copy, the original copy of the resolution, they will not be able to present anything on the floor. So when Luther went in his office, placed a call, they said, yes, we are here, come. So Luther used his car. The first, they said they were on Camp Johnson Road. We went to Camp Johnson Road. They said, oh, we're in Sinker on 4th Street. So we have to go to a used car center, rented one of the used cars because we don't want them noticing another representative car behind Luther. Then they would notice that we want to do something funny. So we went and got another car from the used car center. We accompanied Luther. Luther got in the car. You know, when God is on your side, those who plan against you can always fail. The two of them in the back seat, Honorable James Collet and Clarence God, they were in the vehicle with the money. So when Luther got in the car, the two of them dressed. You know, they dressed to the door and they allowed Luther to get in the car, and there was nobody guarding him. So he got in the car to the door side, the passenger side. They gave him the money. He said, no, but let me sign. So he took the paper trying to sign. They said, but the money too plain. They gave me plastic there. Last time they have seen him, he wrote his name. So he was going to be for the 7th person, for the 8th person. So they only needed one more person. After his signature, they were going to come to session, and then the deputy speaker or whosoever they are playing, we're just going to sign the last person. We're going to initiate, and then they reach 49. They remove the speaker. So when he said, give me plastic, he got the plastic, the money, and he jumped outside of the car. When he jumped outside, they started calling, whoa, 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 whoa. So the body guys, yeah.
Is that a movie theater we are in, or is something
I'm telling
real
you.
like that?
Man, if you are seeing that scene, it's not that we didn't call that scene. If you are seeing that scene, you are going to think that there was a war show we're making. The guy jumped out of the car and they said, whoa, 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 whoa. He said, the bodyguard said, no, no, he's not whoa. So by the time when he was running, coming, we started the cars, the two cars. He jumped in the car with Ellis Noah, Papi, Honorable Edgar, Papi Flomo from Monserrato. Then Eugene and myself were in the rented car. That's how we swung the car on 4th Street. Fortunately for all, there were no cars coming from either side, so we're able to make our way with the money and the resolution, and that's how we reported that resolution, that money, and we were able to seize that money. After that time, that's when they came to Capitol Building, because now everything had failed, everything had been exposed. They came with no resolution. They came with the phone to read from that phone. And it's wrong. Everybody has a right to, if you want to remove the speaker, it's your right to remove the speaker. You want to remove the speaker, it's your right. Nobody's stopping you from doing it. Do it orally. You must do it, by the laws. It's simple. If you think you have the reason to do it, try to lobby with your colleagues. Lobby with your colleagues, get their signatures, don't induce them, don't bring money into it. If it is true that you have issues and you think your colleagues will support you, you go and negotiate. Negotiate, they will sign freely, they will sign willingly. But for you to identify nothing, for you to induce people with money to remove a speaker for no genuine reason, I think it's unfair. And they're treating the Liberians very, very unfairly. Just imagine the 42 of them, they are into one hotel in the morning. Someone will check them, they will line them up like the slaves or the students. They will check them 1, 2, 3, 4, put them in the car, bring them to Capitol Building, park their cars. They will come down, line up. I think you have been seeing the picture, right? They will come, they will line up, then they will make sure that the 42 of them are still intact. They will walk into the chamber, into the joint chamber. From there, they come right back. They are totally guarded. They go straight back. So how can you treat a mature person in such a manner? If you think you have a genuine reason, let the people have freedom. But they put them in a camp. They put them somewhere where they can't have freedom to move anywhere. It's embarrassing. They are holding our country hostage. They don't have the constitution. They don't have the legal means to have session. They don't have the legal means to do what they are doing. We keep appealing to them. We are colleagues. We are colleagues. We have to do the Liberian people job. Let's try our best. Come into the session. Come to session. Let's find a way. This is a complaint. For the 2 or for the 3 of you that have signed, you present your complaint. It will be heard. It will be heard. It will be sent to the Committee on Rules and Order. The Rules and Order will be able to investigate the speaker, bring their report. The speaker will recuse himself. Will hear the report, and after that, the presiding officer will take a motion for us to vote whether the report suggests that the speaker be removed. We'll take that motion and vote yes or no. But we'll vote by, yes, you not yea, nay. You have to vote by saying yes or no. So that's the procedure. We have been talking to them. Please, we've gone 3 weeks now. No business. We can't have quorum. You also don't have any legal way to conduct Liberian work. So please come back to the session. Let's do our work. We will be here for the next 5 years. We'll be here for the next 5 years. We are police. We can continue to hold the country hostage. Once you not come to work for us to have session, it's not good for the country. And it's not good too for your reputation, because everybody now went against you for your action. They found out that you are doing it because of selfish reason. For abandon that, come to session, let's do our work. And that's what we are asking them to do. They are our police. Where they don't understand, it's our responsibility to explain to them. And we have said it. We have even had an offer that Some of you, since many of you are talking about you're not on committees, some of you are saying that you are not benefiting anything. Come, let's have a resolution. Let's have a motion to suspend our rules and reconstitute the committees, since the committees are the issue. But mind you, Alfonso, many of the guys who are on the other side, they have lucrative committees. Some of them are chairperson on investment, chairperson when they are chairperson on investment, they are co-chair on PAC.
So
Co-chair
who appointed those people?
So those are the people who are benefiting more.
So
we say, let's have a motion, we'll suspend the rule and reconstitute committees so that we can do the laboratorial work. But they are saying no, the speaker should resign. And the speaker can resign under such pressure. He can resign under such conditions. You must obtain, we must be able to do the things rightly. Let me tell you this. 3 persons were removed illegally. The Senate pro tempore Isaac Yenemo was removed illegally. He was forced to resign. He was not removed from office because they couldn't get a quorum. They couldn't get the numbers. Honorable Edwin Melvin Snow was forced to resign. Honorable Tyler was also forced to resign. So there have been nowhere in our history where a speaker has been removed. So they think that they will be doing, they will go back to the old books and play from it. We're not going to play from the old books. We're going to follow the laws. The law says you must have 49 persons, 49 signatures to remove a speaker. And until you can get it 49, the speaker can resign. Until you can get it 49, you will not have anything doing. So why can you abandon it and come into the pro work? Find a way to solicit your colleagues' support. It's simple. We are all colleagues. They can come and convince us and say, gentlemen, we have to remove the speaker based on the real cost. Then we can go ahead and do it. But until then, we can come back and do our job.
Okay. We've been joined by our analyst, Sissy Goya, is the Minnesota politician, is the senior analyst of the Liberal Popular. These guys, myself, we're not too friendly because they also got a fish to fry in this place. But quickly, before I bring in Sissy here, I've been told, and I want you to validate this information. The clerk of the House position, is that an elected position?
Come again?
The House clerk, is that an elected position?
It is the clerk, the deputy clerk, the chief clerk, the deputy chief clerk, those 2 positions are elected positions, like the speaker and the deputy speaker.
Okay, is it true? What I'm hearing, is it true that it was not even the chief clerk or the deputy chief clerk that did that letter and some of those people? Was that a different person that got him to do that letter?
So that's the desperation we're talking about. Nobody acts in that position. The chief clerk and the deputy are all in the building. They were in session when another person, one of the clerical staff, impersonated. And the deputy speaker should have known better. But again, it shows how people are. The fellow who wrote, he has no authority to even act as deputy. He had no reason of acting as chief clerk. There's no acting chief clerk. The chief clerk is there who was elected like us and will serve the same 6 years. The deputy chief clerk is also there who will serve the same 6 years. To remove any of them, you must have us legislators to vote in the same manner. For the 9 of us, we have to vote to get them out. So there's no reason why even that letter should be given credence. And that's why the constitutional lawyers, the legal pundits are saying that the deputy speaker did not proceed well. He has been in our building. This is the 18th, 19th years. This is a 4th term for him to have responded to that letter. It was illegal, but again, he said when he appeared before them on Thursday, according to him, he said he was doing it as a way to listen to them and to give them deference as their colleagues. He wanted to understand why they are doing what they're doing, and then he tried to see how he can bring them to the table of discussion and dialogue. So we want to, respect him for that and assume that actually that's what he wants to do, and we welcome his statement, and we want him to make sure that those who are his friends on the other side will see reason, will listen to him to come to dialogue.
Sissy, you got to come in here because, again, we got to pause. Hopefully, we get people. I try to reach Honorable Coca from the other side of the whatever you have. But this is quite interesting to see what is unfolding. Sissy, you've been listening here.
For some reason, you are low.
Are you not
when you're ready to cause trouble, I think you can get low. Don't mind. When you're ready to cause trouble, I think you can be low on purpose. Don't pay no attention.
Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Okay, yeah, don't mind. I told you this guy you want to start. Sissy, let me just bring you in here. We've been having this conversation over and over and over. We're getting one side of it right now. We hope to get we want to get someone from the other side. But you want to come in a little bit?
Yeah. Good evening, Honorable. Thank you for taking the time to be here. Don't let Alfonso chew pepper in your mouth, yeah. But here's the thing. I think I've been following, and let me first give you credit for not being a highliner. You have laid out a process. I even heard you say that if the other people can come to the chamber and lay out their grievances, you are willing to listen to their grievances and provide and allow for due process before you can take action. And exactly. I think that is the best way to proceed. I want to say thank you for that because a lot of people are just taking sides and not understanding what the reason is. And I'm understanding that you're not supporting COFA necessarily, but you're supporting due process and that the rules you laid out is followed. Now, having said that, let me ask you a question. I hear all of the representatives keep saying the Liberian people work must be done. We got to do the Liberian people's work. I do the Liberian people's work. What is the Liberian people work that has been done or that has been achieved? People's assignments on committees. In short, what do the constituents of the people who are on committees, what do those constituents benefit? Because people are arguing about they're not on committees. So I really want to know, is there something that our constituents benefit from, or is it a personal benefit that they get?
So being on committee is a privilege. Chairing committees is also a privilege. We were elected purposely to represent our people. And one way we can adequately represent our people sometimes is by being placed on a committee, at which time you have oversight. But having oversight doesn't necessarily mean you have to be on a committee, because there will be letters on the floor. And when the letters are placed on the floor for discussion, those agencies and ministries' heads are invited. When they are invited, it's our responsibility to be able to query them on the floor, to be able to flag their wrongs and represent our people based on what we think our people need. For example, the public work minister, there will be an issue. One of us lawmakers will notice that there is a violation, or that there is some delays after some money has been made available for the Ministry of Public Works to do some work. We notice that the works that we gave money for was not done sufficiently. So any of us can write. That's the representation oversight. Any of us can write on behalf of the Liberian people and say, we noticed that $22 million was given to you to do X, Y, Z, but that had not been done. Let's invite the Minister of Public Works. There will be time in session for all of us to discuss. When we agree, we invite the minister. In that place, we would be able to point to the wrongs, and then the minister will be instructed to report according to our decision in plenary. So you don't have to necessarily be on a committee to represent the people. You don't have to be on a committee necessarily to have oversight. As a representative, you already have oversight. You are already representing your people, even in session. So when people say they are not on committee, so that's why they want to remove the speaker, in my mind, it's not a genuine one. But when you are on committee and after the deliberation on the floor, the speaker or the presiding officer will entertain a motion for that case to be adjudicated or to be investigated more by sending it into the committee or by sending it to the committee so that the committee can be able to do due diligence and report their findings and recommendation to plenary that will make the final determination. So the committees will hear them and they report to plenary, where all of us representatives, the 73 of us, will agree on the way forward. So whether you are in a committee or you are not on a committee, you'll be able to have oversight and you'll be able to make inputs.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were done. Go ahead, sir.
So you asked, what are some of the benefits that when you are on committee? For example, I'm on a committee on labor or the committee on education. So because I have a specific oversight over labor matters or education matters or national security matters or investment matters, when there is a violation of our people on the job, they bring their complaints to the house. We meet in chamber plenary, we discuss it, and at times they forward it to the committee on labor. Or sometimes what the speaker does is that, or the presiding officer will do, they will set up a specialized committee to be able to pop into that. So whether you are on our committee or not, the speaker has the right, or the presiding officer has the right to constitute a specialized committee that will look into that specific matter. So you can be on any committee. Once the speaker thinks that, or the presiding officer feels that there must be a specialized committee to look at that matter, he will set it up, and that committee will be the one to execute the right. So for some of our committees that we have been on, we have been able to punish a few companies, and our oversight has been able to give the Liberian government some money. For example, China here, B Mountain. Most recently, we have one Bureau Veritas. Those are companies that we were able to speak to and flag their violations based on their labor, based on their concession agreements. We have been able to flag their wrongs, and they have been able to restitute or pay into government accounts millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and been able to reinstate and improve the working conditions of our people. So those are some other benefits.
Thank you. So the reason I asked that question, Representative, is I had a hidden agenda. And that hidden agenda is to ask you a question. First of all, I listened to you. You provided, I don't know if it was transformer or generators, but you've given the people of Slatan access to electricity. Electricity is necessary for healthcare, for education, for a lot of things. If the clinics don't have electricity, it's critical for our people. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And you also provide a microfinance loan, according to you, to market women, however small that might be, but that is something that you've done. And I want to say thank you for that. Now, here's my question. What plans do you have or have you implemented to ensure that you don't have to deprive your personal family of 2 months' salary to provide electricity, or that you don't have to go into your personal pocket to take money to provide microfinance loans? Have you on the floor, while doing the Liberian people work, while on committees or in sessions, have you proffered any ways to ensure that individual lawmakers don't have to keep going into their pocket to provide electricity, and that after you are no longer a representative, that those people in Slatan, those market women, and more of them can still have access to microfinance loans through government intervention?
Yes, so one thing that we try to do to be able to minimize our personal spendings through the oversight or the representation. So before this time, I've said there is a company that has a contract to provide electricity to the Southeast. They call that company LRB Energy. So they are responsible, according to their agreement, their contractual agreement, to provide transformers along the road, to the towns, from Tapeta to Plibo, to Hapo, to Sano, to Grand Crew, to River River G. That company, they have that company has been a large impact on the contract that is signed. We have called them the first time the caucus of Grand GEDEH. We invited them to explain to us why up to today the towns along the road don't have electricity. And in fact, the monies that they are collecting in Zwedru, what has been the benefit? Because some communities don't have transformers. They have said they were able to procure some transformers, and they have started distributing transformers along the line. So we've told them it's their responsibility to provide these transformers and provide access to electricity for our people. That's what they sign up for. So we are on course with that. If you just heard recently, they have started distributing meters to homes in Zwedru so that and other communities to be able to regulate the usage of the power. So our oversight is to ensure that these companies, these investors provide for what they have signed up for. So it was wrong for me to have done that, but because our people needed it, and the contractors were not capacitated to do it, we try to provide that means as a substitute method. But after we bought and transported the transformer there, we compelled the LRB Energy to go and install the transformer again, because of the way the contract was signed before us. We have to provide the accessories to make sure that the transformer is installed. Going forward, what we have been able to do in this budget year, we have been able to allocate. Initially, we allocated $100,000 for each district, and for the county, each of the senators will have $150,000 for their projects. Unfortunately, because of the size of the envelope of our budget, that money was reduced. Initially, the IMF said they can't support our budget if we can erase the $100,000 from the budget. They have $40 million to give us, but they're not going to give us the $40 million if we have the $100,000, the $150,000 to do legislative projects. We say, hell no. Our districts, our people don't have direct benefits from the budget. So the only way developments are accelerated is through these projects, the district projects, county projects that the legislator will implement through laws. So we're not going to do it. But because of the size of the envelope, we have to reduce the amount to $50,000 per district and $75,000 per county, per senator county. So now the $50,000, what we intend to do as a government is to ensure that we electrify all the towns along the road. So it's BI Tower. Fortunately for us, BI Tower will be benefiting from our Bar Town has a transformer, I think a 50 kVA transformer that Senator Peno gave them since 2000 and I think 2020 or something like that. They have been on the floor. They just try to see how they can install it. So from BI Tower, Pokot Town, Tia Town, Port Town, Wayne Town, Zai Town, Bodeken, we have earmarked to procure transformer for all the towns along the road. With that $50,000, they will procure a transformer all along the road and be able to get some solar lights for communities that don't have the power grid. So those are ways we intend to make sure that our representation, our oversight benefit our people. In terms of empowerment, again, we don't have that capacity. We have been able to speak with some other development partners who bring money. So the Ministry of Finance they work with the commercial banks, they work with the World Bank, to ensure that business people, entrepreneurs have access to grants, have access to loan. So we always talk to them to see how they can improve the portfolio so that those who have a small business can access these kinds of loans. The Ministry of Agriculture has agriculture grant. So all you need to do is to have your farm, and they have criteria. Once you satisfy the criteria, there are monies available. So we are encouraging our people to form themselves into associations, to form themselves into cooperatives, and then they will be able to access these loans. But there are education that are involved. So those are ways we're trying to do it so that we can remove some of the burdens from us. Another thing, with my oversight as education, I'm co-chair on education and public administration. What we intend to do going forward, we want to make sure that our budget is program driven, is specific in terms of financing. So what I have proposed, if we have had session, you're going to hear that I have proposed that this coming year, 2025, we target 100 teachers. We want to train 100 teachers. So there will be, the Ministry of Education said they need 500,000 to train 100 teachers. So we say, okay, we'll make sure that we cap and put a specific instruction on that 100,000 that the Ministry of Education will train 100 teachers this 2025. At the end of the 2025, the Ministry of Education will come to us with the names and qualification of those teachers that they have been able to train. So the following year, we'll do another one while we put them on payroll. So that's how we want to make sure that our oversight have a trickle-down effect on the people. I've also proposed to request in the 2025 budget year at least $5 million to the health ministry to procure health or medical equipment for the GFK or any of our hospitals, so that we don't just give money generically. We don't just give money out anyhow. We don't just make allotments in Ministry of Health, $50 million. We want to be specific about them. Say, this $5 million, you will buy CT scan, you will buy ultrasound, you will buy this. We want to be specific. So when the 2025 budget year elapses, we want to see those equipments. So that's how I want to be program. Want to be very, very pragmatic about how we go about our oversight. We don't want to be here the next 6 years and leave. We can't point at anything. So those are ways we want to do them, but it will happen gradually. Thankfully, the NRA says he can generate or collect $1 billion. So we hope that this our 2025 budget will have a budget of $1 billion. At least that budget will be bigger, the envelope will be larger, and we can be able to put in a lot of things so that 2025, 2026, things will be improved. So those are ways we try to mitigate these things to reduce the burden on us.
Thank you, Mr. So. One more question, please. I know I'm taking away a show, but it's exciting it's exciting that a representative is co-chair on education, and so I want to ask some questions on that. How many junior high and high schools do you have in district number 3, the district that you represent?
Oh, my district, we have two high school, two full high schools, and one semi-high school. So the junior high schools, we have about 16 junior high schools. The elementary schools, I've asked the DHO to give me the statistics. They have not been able to supply me that.
I don't think you should know the exact amount. I'm just asking for because you're way up there, you can't know that much amount. I'm just asking. The reason I'm asking that question is, have you looked at the data from your district, from the West African Examination Council data, the passing rate and the failing rate? Have you had the Minister of Education come into you to tell you, to explain to you the data on how many girls pass, how many boys pass, how do your district compare to other districts and other counties, and see what are they trying to do to make sure that a lot more students pass in district number 3 than pass in the most recent WIEC?
So we didn't do it county specific. We didn't do it district specific. We invited the Ministry of Education and the West African Examination Council boss, who gave us a statistics, and the statistics is Desmond, in a sense that we are the least in West Africa. So we had an educational stakeholder conference in Ghana sometimes in August. And it was specifically looking at the performances of our schools in the national exams, the international exams, or West African exams. How are we performing? What are the reasons we are not performing? So we were able to identify the gaps. And that's why we said in this budget year, it was based on what we heard, what we saw, the report from the conference, that we were able to say, okay, this year will be deliberate. We're going to ensure that the teachers and the libraries, the laboratories will have to be furnished. The government schools will ensure that they will have libraries. So the Ministry of Education has submitted her budget to us that has captured all of these things. So the next budget year, the 2025 budget year, will have some more improvements. And as we go back, 2026, 2025 will be better, 2026 will be best, and on and on and on. So we are looking at the gaps. Why? In the sciences, geography, and other subjects, why our students are not performing well. So we're able to identify the core subjects that our students are not performing in. And so that's what we said. We make money available this year for teachers training. And another thing is that the teachers will have so many volunteers. And in my district, we have cataloged, we have registered all of our volunteer teachers and submitted the list to the Deputy Minister for Instruction, who will put them on payroll. One of the reasons why there is a mass failure in our schools is because of the volunteer teachers, their capacity. So how can we get rid of that? We need to make sure that those teachers are paid, they are put on payroll, and those who have degrees, they are paid commensurate with their qualifications. In that way, they will be kept in schools. Another thing I flagged, and I've always told the Minister of Education, and the teachers, for example, teachers in Bo, teachers in Plo, teachers in Johnson, right? In Slater, in total, they have to go all the way to Zwedu for their salaries. Sometimes we have one bank in Zwedu. When that bank system is down, the teacher will spend 2-3 days in Zwedu. The 2-3 days the teacher is spending in Zwedu, the schools, the classrooms are empty. And every day you must cover a syllable. If you don't cover that syllable, it means that curriculum, that part of the school year, you will not be able to teach the student. If, for example, you are going to be talking about matters, because the teacher is not in school for 4-5 days, that student will not learn about matters. That student will not. So when the student goes to exam, when there is any question on matter, obviously that student will fail. So how can we do it? How can we stop it? We have to introduce again to mobile money so that the teachers can have the money readily on their phone. So those are things we talked about, and we are working towards making sure that we mitigate these kinds of problems to reduce the failures.
All right. So, Honorable, welcome, Dr. Marley Jones. Dr. Jones actually is my co-host. So, our coordinator, where you, I have two great guys here that will be a good asset to your committee, especially education. Cecil Goyo, Dr. Jones, but they myself were not too friendly because sometimes it is here. But I know we have still long.
He introduced me. I work on a host room. He can brought me on. He can see politics on the show already. We came out when the people will go to RLJ. We'll sit down there. We're coming real.
Please don't go. We're trying to get people from there.
Don't mind. He get nowhere to go. That local crowd man here, two of them. No, actually, these two people are coordinating with you behind the scene, and I think they can be very helpful. That's their passion, education. CC, Dr. Jones, they will be They will be a very great help. Dr. Jones, welcome. But let me ask you here, and I know we're running out of time here. So there are so many interpretations out there that the camelback is about to be broken. The deputy speaker, who initially was in the column, now where does he stand at this point in time? Is he with the Coca Black or is he still with Fanati Kofa? Where are you guys? How long can you guys continue this fight, Honorable Debee?
So it's an interesting question, and the constitutional lawyers or legal practitioners have been clear. Our constitution and our rules are very, very clear on when a session can be held. To answer your question, the deputy speaker, until otherwise proven, he still remains with Funati Kofa, the speaker. His statement when he went to the so-called majority legislators in the joint chamber, he said he didn't go there to validate their illegal stands. But before he went, he had written the group acknowledging their letter, but he said he was going to consult his legal practitioners to see whether he could form part of the team. I was told his legal practitioners forbade him going there. However, he said for deference, for the sake of respect for his colleagues, he have to go to speak to them, to hear them. So he is the deputy speaker. He says has a co-work made to the speaker. He provides, he co-presides to the speaker during session, and while in session, they have some back-to-back conversation on how to conduct sessions. So because of that, he said he had gone to the so-called majority people to hear them. What is or what are their problems? And hearing them, he wants them to be able to respect the rule of law. So if you listen to him, he said he is there to encourage them to respect the rule of law, to give the speaker due process to come back and do the Liberian people's job. Okay. So until otherwise proven, he's still with the legal side, he's still with the speaker, he's still with us on the side. He only went there that day to provide clarity, to ensure that the so-called majority understand that the Constitution is our organic laws and the Constitution must be upheld as representatives. They must respect our laws. So that's the purpose for which he. So he's not with them because his presence there will not even give them legitimacy. His presence will not change anything. In the interim or in the event where he decides to stay there, that will not change anything. We will be 29 on this side. The 29 of us, our rules are clear about who can have a quorum. They say a simple majority that is presided over by the presiding officer. Who is the presiding officer? The speaker. So when the speaker is in country, the deputy speaker is mute. So they can even be 48. With him making it 48, they still don't constitute the quorum.
All right. Let me bring it.
So let me conclude it. So our rule number 12 says a minority may meet from day to day. Meetings at which a quorum is not present, only a motion to compel the attendance of absent members or to adjourn may be made. So it's only the majority, the minority that can meet from day to day, but they will adjourn. So the minority will always meet with the speaker, will always meet every Tuesday and Thursday. We'll meet to go to the post job. When they are not there, we'll adjourn. When they are not there, we'll ask them to come to session. When they don't come, we'll adjourn. So we have the legal responsibility to meet day to day, and that is so-called majority. So they can meet whatsoever they meet. We will classify them as having meetings, having political meetings, or having discussions among themselves. They will not have a quorum. They will not have any legal bindings.
Okay. Well, we've been having a very good conversation here. One of the most liberal on this network. By the way, he's a Boashi. Samson Branto is here. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Jada, you are low, so I have to come to the
okay. What I was doing good here while Samson talking everything to this guy from Total. Okay, the liberal, welcome, Dr. Jones, welcome. But before I turn it over, and I know you've been here for a long time now, maybe it's 10 more minutes, we gotta let you go. So let me ask you this question. Two of your colleagues are on the other side. Do you talk to them?
Oh yes. Quite frankly, before we saw the list of those who have signed, I have spoken with them. Honorable Mary Johnson has assured me that she was not going to be part of the group. She was not going to sign. Honorable Soka and myself have spoken 4 times, 4 days in succession concerning this, and I have told him, no, it's not a good thing to do. But he was convinced, he was convinced from what he heard, and he signed. So unfortunately, Honorable Mary Johnson too was convinced by what she heard, and she signed. But I have spoken to them that it was not a good idea to sign such a resolution. But again,
was there any money involved as well? Do you know whether they took money?
No, I can say that. I can say that because they never told me about money. The first time I spoke to Honorable Johnson, she said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So I'm sure she never took money. Maybe they are convinced by some other things. Maybe they got convinced by their belief to do what they did. But I can say they took money. The only thing I know is that people were calling us to sign for money. They called me, and we were able to strategize to seize the money that they were giving people and seize their resolution. So maybe they got money, maybe they never got money. But I believe them when they said they never got money.
But you think money was offered as well?
You
think money was also offered?
I can say because I didn't see it with them. They said they never received money. So I believe they never received money until otherwise proven. I will assume that they never received money. I think they did it out of conviction.
Okay.
And they have their reasons.
Okay. Dr. Jones is here. Dr. Jones is here. Dr. Jones, the Liberal Progressive, can you come in with whatever you've been following up before we let the honorable man go?
Yes. First of all, I want to take this time to thank the honorable man, at least for visiting us tonight. But I have 3 questions from the honorable man.
Can you let me take my headphone, please? 1 minute.
All right.
Okay. What if I feel so quiet tonight? How long the quietness would be? The Liberal.
Don't mind asking.
You see that the man now sit and do a holiday. I got it can be big boom. He can say, I'm surprised I get 3 boom to people too.
Sister, do not create confusion with my co-host, please.
Remember, the man tried to fire you last now, just so you know. So.
I know some people want this job, but anyway.
They can't get it. They won't start their own mutiny on here, but here, pal, you can't do it there. You're gone for good. Oh, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Honorable, are you hearing the caller?
Are you hearing me? Hello? Are you hearing us?
I don't think the headphone was helping either.
We can hear him on the headphone, but I don't think he's hearing us. Honorable, can you hear us? Are you hearing us?
Is he on mute?
No, but we're hearing him, so he's not hearing us.
I hope he has a mic and something.
Representative, can you hear us?
I think you got to take out the earpiece.
I think the headphone is not plugged in.
So maybe Oh, okay. Yeah, the headphone, I don't think it's helping us. Okay. Are you
I
hearing
made
us
it
now?
worse.
Are you hearing us now?
Oh,
Yeah. Hold on.
See, that's something who still brought all the calamity in this thing here. It was smooth.
I'm telling you. Anytime something.
Thank God I came earlier. I asked my questions there. Let me just sit there and watch the co-host struggle.
I tell you, man. What kind of calamity is this?
it's not working. Hello?
Look at
Yeah,
that.
we hear you now.
Can you hear us?
Are you hearing
Can I
us?
rejoin? I'm not hearing anything again.
Okay, yeah, just rejoin. Yeah, yes.
My God.
Rejoin. Let me just take it off.
I think I should be the co-host because I can't hear everything working.
No,
Say,
you're not
No,
going to
no,
go.
no. Listen, when I came in, everything was still working.
you have
Okay.
question here. So you open your mouth to talk.
No.
So you started talking, the man. Alfonso black the man. So you started talking.
No,
Okay,
the
don't
CEO
worry about
was
it.
on.
You don't start your trouble yet.
That the liberal king now and just jump down the whole thing.
I'm telling you what happening. Mr. So black, you see you came on.
Okay.
Oh.
Honorable, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Dr. Jones, go ahead. They follow this road, they are playing.
All their wicked plans.
Yeah,
they went from
honorable.
he won't say anything.
Yeah,
Okay,
honorable. I overheard you talking about you on the side of the law. I think I heard it more than 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always good to be on the side of the law.
Okay.
But the law itself has got its own children.
Mm-hmm.
And those children include accountability and transparency.
Good.
Another child include being law-abiding, audit,
Exactly.
and declaration of access. Those are the children that move along with the law.
Okay.
So I see you really focusing on this item event, and you keep talking about the law. Why is it that you guys not traveling with the children that are responsible for accountability and transparency in the house? Even though we're talking about the law, you're on the side of the law.
So your question is generalized. So we have to be personal. I am saying I. So if you were to ask me specifically and personally, I will tell you, if you have followed my activities, you will notice that I'm one person who have been open. I've been able to explain. I'm one of the lawmakers who in all the graduate chat rooms are engaged every day. When there are information you want to know, I provide them. When we took office, the first month in February, I was able to declare my assets. Is a public document. It's in our granular chat rooms. You see it all over the place. I declare my asset in line with the law. So when I say I'm supporting the law, I'm not a fair person. I'm not perfect, but I try as much as possible to be open so people will see. It left with you to judge me the way you feel like. But when it comes to legality, I will be exonerated. So I declare my asset. And when you ask me, how much do you make? It's your right to know. I will tell you how much I make. I've been one lawmaker who has been able to tell the Liberians how much we make. And I have been one lawmaker who has been able to explain to Liberians why we got $45,000 to buy a car. And I can say it every day. So that transparency, that's accountability. You ask me, I will let you know about it. So that's why I said I am supporting the law, because I don't want you to be finding the information. Anytime one of my backgrounds, while I was in public in the private sector, I have been I have oversight, or provide the access to information to all the communities. I was running one cattle center program, and for all the 15 counties, I have monitors that were giving us information on how public funds are being spent. So I can be in this public position now and not providing information on how much I make, how much I get, and what I do with it. So I tell you, this is my salary. My salary belongs to me and my family. But because of the conditions of our people, I have to share it. I have to even give it to the people, and not me sometimes. So I'm open to those things. So because I'm open to that, I want my colleagues to also be open and be accountable. Without accountability, it's almost impossible to run a civilized country and run a government.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. The last question, I think you have to go now. There's something called political initiative.
Mhm.
I know you're talking for yourself tonight, but there's something called political initiative.
Okay.
Have you ever taken the initiative as one single lawmaker to craft a law stating that every year or every other year, the horse should be audited and presented to your colleague, and it was rejected? Have you ever taken such an initiative?
Of course, no, I have not done that. But this is it. We have spoken about the audit of our buildings. The Senate asked for a systemic audit, a system audit of their building. After the Senate asked for it, we also, at the House of Representatives, asked for audit of our building, of our finances, of our system. So there was no reason why I have to do it.
Honorable, we're not hearing you. If you can hear us, we're not hearing you.
Yeah.
Somebody calling
You hear
these
me now?
people.
Yeah, somebody calling me.
Yeah, you got low. You got very low.
Yeah, they kind of
Yes.
is, and
Yes,
people,
somebody
they
calling
see
me.
somebody
Yeah.
online, they still
I
calling.
think someone did
Yeah.
interfering
So
with him. Okay.
yeah, somebody calling me.
Okay. Yeah, much
Yeah.
better. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. So
Mhm.
so
You
as I said,
went out when you talk about the Senate asking for a systemic
audit.
audit.
Okay. Yeah. So I said the Senate had asked for a system audit, and after that, we also at the House of Representatives asked for the system audit. The Speaker has asked for it. A colleague of mine, Honorable Musa Bedete from Lima County District Number 7, also wrote that the House be audited. So the procedure, the process of auditing our house was in place, and it was going to be every 2 years. After every 2 years, it will be audited. So there's no reason why I had to be repetitional. So we already have.
Oh. Ooh. Why are they panicking here tonight? Everything just
I'm
going
telling
through.
you.
Maybe there's an emergency call coming from RLG for him.
Hey, my RIOG.
They saw the other man and had him to the hotel.
Are you not getting me?
We hear you. This is it, please.
Honorable,
We
are you
hear
there?
you. Some phone calls kept interrupting.
Hello?
Yeah, what can happen? The phone call can stop.
Okay, let me see. Let me moving on the side here. Yeah, you know.
You getting me?
Yes, let me just bring. Yeah, let me break it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we hear you now.
All right. Yes.
Honorable?
So yes,
Yeah.
you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. So I was saying, me as a person, I have not been able to write for such, but a colleague of mine from Lima County, Honorable Musa Hassan Bedete, have asked for it, and we have already instituted the audit, which will happen after every 2 years. So I thought it was not necessary for me to repeat such a request.
Okay, I think we are. Deliver, do you have any questions? We get a letter, Honorable Go. There's a second
Yes. Thank you very much, Honorable. And here I have called so many representative, honorable, and what have you, even some from our own area. But tonight, to call a young man who is from my own district, Washington District,
Oh,
to call him honorable is an honor to be honest with you.
Yes,
Listening to you here,
yeah.
I think deep inside of me, I'm dancing already.
Thank you.
That in fact, the better days of Grand GEDEH County is
Can
wait
you
ahead.
follow your walk? Don't take. Can you follow your walk?
Wait there. Like I was saying, I will be truthful. I'll be truthful. So we have had so many representatives from that area, from days before you were even born, like people like say to the time and what have you. But for you to come out here, it seemed to me that just from listening to you within the last 5 minutes, so that perhaps you have control on the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, that perhaps you have knowledge, you are knowledgeable in the Constitution of Liberia, and the fact that you are not just fathering because of fathering's sake, that you are explaining why you're fathering with the context being laid out based on the Constitution. And if you're from Grand GEDEH County, Boston District, my whole day over.
Thank you.
I reclaim Boston District. I reclaim Grand GEDEH County. And I am from Grand GEDEH County.
Well,
I want to thank you, Mr. So please. I want to thank you.
Well, so you give me our citizenship back?
Yeah, you'll take a local citizenship.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Honorable Debee,
Yes, sir.
I've heard of you. I heard that
you.
you were elected. One of these days, hopefully, we'll meet. But these are the kinds of young people from our area, Grand GEDEH to be specific, to say that we're not falling behind, that you guys are really, really in it for the interest of the people. Please keep up the good work, and hopefully we can see in you the upcoming senator of Grand GEDEH County, who will also seek the interest of the Liberian people. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
So let me talk why he wants to talk. He always beat around the bush. This is something told from Toll Town. Maybe if you have, I believe you have heard that name, something told. Your mic is muted, Honorable.
I said, for the matter of fact, I grew up in Town. I was 7 months when I went to Town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Toll here. Very decent man, but we have a big political divide because he always kind of try to pet things when he not even needs to be pet. But he going to be a very good asset to you.
Okay.
Good asset in terms of making it popular. I know he's mad now, but I don't care for him. Very seasoned engineer that we have tried to work in the past with some of our lawmakers to get him involved. He went voluntarily. I'm saying it publicly. But we will talk details, we'll talk offline, but he can be a good asset. So, I mean, I just want to say I have a lot of good guys here. He recently he declared himself Lothian. Now he not come by home with holding. But my beers it so
yeah.
But Honorable, look, you've been here. I want to thank you so much again. For being patient, because we are scheduled this thing and the postponement has been coming from me. But I think you did yourself good here in the sense that we ask all of the outside down questions, and your political tolerance shows that when you want to lead people, that's how it's supposed to be. And I think you have done that. And I'm hoping that in the near future, besides, it shouldn't be only crisis time, but to kind of have you routinely to know what is going on within our district, our county, and what you are doing in the house, because if you don't tell us, we will not know, and we do not want to guess. But I think we had a conversation in the past. We try to reinforce this to see how we can work on that to kind of have some sort of monthly, conversations about your activities from your office and some of the things that you have been doing. That will be a good thing. Having said that, what is the final message you want to leave with, not just only your constituent, but the rest of the Liberians that are listening to tonight, especially this Capitol building here? Do we need to put, now, is there any provision to the way they acting at that too? So we put together, say, okay, you know what, the people too, we need to move all of that. You have that other provision in your rule that citizens can put together too and say, you know what, all of the people, let them retire them before they are 60 or 10.
Oh yes. You only need 10,000 signatures. 10,000 signatures from each of our districts to petition the House for the removal of any of us. And when the petition comes, it goes to claims and petition committee. They will hear, they will investigate, and the person that is accused will be brought and be given due process. Because you will not just come with the 10,000 signatures that will say, my man, you are expelled, your constituency will go. We'll give you due process, the same due process that they don't want to give. We'll give you due process to be able to exonerate yourself. You'll come face to face with the accusers. When you are guilty, the findings will come to the House. For the 9 of us, we have to vote yes, yes, no, to get you removed, to get you expelled. So that's the procedure.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So let me talk about my parting comments. I know that's what it is now.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to say thanks, Honorable Sue, for this opportunity. I have been told this is one of the biggest platforms that we can market ourselves. This is one of the biggest platforms we can be able to make ourselves accessible to our constituents, to our people, whether they come from our districts or they come from our county, they come from other counties. This is one platform that we have to make sure that we appear for people to understand our workings. So I'm grateful for the opportunity that those I didn't know, you just introduced Mr. Tu and the rest of your panelists. We are having this interaction tonight. I want to avail myself publicly tonight that and commit at least every month, once a month, to be able to appear on your show. If you can afford me that opportunity, I will be available, because as I said, one of the jobs that I did was to, before coming to this place, was to provide information to everybody. I wrote the president, the former president, now the president, the former vice president, wrote them, asking them for their budget and their spendings. Many of them have never done it. So I can be in this position and keep to my chest my workings or my information. I can't keep them to my chest. I have to make them public, because I serve the public. I am a public servant. When the public is not informed, they will speculate, they will lie, they will gossip. And you don't want to have a society where people will gossip and lie on you.
Wow.
We want to have a society where people will have information. And when you have information, you will be able to quote exactly the person. Information is scientific. Like I said, I declare my asset. I declare my asset so that people will know the value that I have, who I am, what I stand for. You will know that. So I can't be here as your representative and don't provide you that information. I just told you I've been able to tell people why we have $45,000 for vehicle in 3 years. It's for the $2 every day. So instead of giving us for the $2 every day to go to work, they said, let's put the for the $2 times 12 months times 3 years and give them that money to buy one car.
Wow.
For 3 years. So the car is bought at that price. So if it's time for the 2 by 12 months, by 7 days at 12 months, you will know what it is. Per 3 years, you will know what it is. So they give us $45,000 to buy the vehicle that we are responsible for. It's our vehicle, it's not for the government. So we ourselves service the car. It's not the government. When for example, God forbid, when that vehicle has accident, it's until 3 years when I have vehicle again from the government. Unlike the executives that they give them vehicles, they service their vehicles, they do everything. We in the legislature, we don't have medical benefits. We don't have home. We don't have scratch cards. We don't have travel allowance. We don't have homes. So many persons don't know that. They think we have all of those things. But the people in the executive do. They have medical allowance. I mean, medical insurance. They have travel allowance. They have scratch cards. They have everything. We don't have those. But you don't know, because many of us people before me have not come to explain to you people. For me, I'm willing to explain those things to people. Let them understand who we are, what we do. I make $8,810 in gross. After deduction, it's down to $6,000 and change. So that's the money we make. It's a public information. I can't hide it. I should not hide it. People are speculating. Oh, people making $15,000. They're doing this. The citizens are right to speculate because they don't have the information. For me, I didn't come here to get rich. I come here to serve. And to serve, you must be able to be willing to answer the questions. So in parting, I want to encourage every Liberian. Development starts with being accountable, being law abiding. The other countries that are moving and making progress, they are not better than us. The only thing is that they know that there are organic laws that govern the society. The reason why we have law, so that our society can be governed by something, some rules and regulations. When we start to abide by the rules and regulations, then our country will be civilized. Then we'll start to develop. We can be lawmakers, making laws and then breaking those same laws. Who do we expect to uphold the laws that we are making? If we who are making them are saying, excuse me for the word, to hell with them. If we are saying that, then who are we going to expect to protect the law, to defend the law? The Supreme Court says, don't venture into what you're doing because there is a complaint against you. You said no. You don't have power. We are separate branches, but we coordinate.
Yeah,
we make the laws. We make the laws. The Supreme Court interprets the law. The executive execute the law. So if we make the laws and nobody to us, we are not lawyers. They are legal minds. So when we make the laws must be able to interpret the law, and the Supreme Court is the one that does that. The Supreme Court says you are proceeding wrongly. Stay away from going to session. He said, no, I'm going to session because I get 42 men. Yeah. Who are we? And some of our brothers and sisters, they are proud. They you know, and they see. I just wonder why. In the morning, like the kindergarten children, or like your parent, the way when we go to school in the morning when we're small, our power pour in the car. Then when we go, he makes sure that we get to the school, we get online before we can go home. That's how they do them. They come from RLJ in the morning, they check them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They get in the car, they come to the Capitol building, they get out from the car, they land up under the flagpole. They check them again, then they walk straight into the chamber. They come from there, they check them, they get them back in the car. Are they slaves? Why you allow somebody to treat you that way? I don't understand what happened to our people.
Thank you.
We who are citizens, this is a litmus test for all of you. And if we can stand today, now, for this constitution, it will continue to happen. Helen Johnson Sirleaf did it 3 times. She illegally, her government illegally, in fact, she was involved, illegally removed, coerced 2 speakers and a pro tempore. They were not removed from office. She pressurized them and they were able to resign. This one, it will not happen. Thankfully, the president of the republic is not in support of that, and he has told those persons to come back into the House of Representatives for us to do the work. So I want you Liberians that are listening to me to encourage, speak to your colleagues, speak to your representatives, speak to your parents, speak to your mothers, speak to your citizens, speak to your leaders. Let them come back and respect the law. Let's give due process. Let's uphold this law. People are laughing at us. We can't continue to go this way. Thank you so much. And I hope our brothers and sisters are willing to hear. And we have said, when we come back, we can have a motion to suspend our rules and reconstitute the committees. If it is committee business, many of us are willing to leave our committees. Some of them are chair on committees. Fabulous committees they are chairing. And we are not, for us, education, we need to do with papers. So if they want an education committee, we can give it to them. And we'll still have our oversight. We'll still perform for our people. The jobs, the people will be done. Knowledge is not where you are. It's what you do with the knowledge. So for us that are knowledgeable, we are willing to work, even from whom. If we should have oversight from whom, we are prepared to do it. But let the Liberian job be done. Let the Constitution be protected. Let it be respected. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Jacob C. Debee. Wow, thank you so much. And like you said, we will accept I think that would be a good interaction. But then the reason we didn't take phone calls here tonight, we wanted to keep focused to get to the bottom line. But in subsequent programs, it will be like a 1 hour interaction, 1 hour phone calls. But we say thank you so much. We'll try to reach the other aisle as well. That's what we do. But so the good thing here, what I did here though, your owner asset, you declare it, you publish it. They didn't tell us to go to the other side, to go beyond law, to go to the court to get it right. Other people they publish it, but you gotta go to the court again to get people to get everything that inside. I don't know why something totally clap for that one.
No, no, you don't have to. You don't have to go to the court. Once we declare, we can publish. You want it, I can share with you. It's a public. Once you are a public person, you must be able to be public. You must show yourself. You must nothing to hide about it. If I want to be private, I'll remain a private sector.
Then the people the jacket say they want to. Then when you go before they start talking, they know what. No way. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And I will talk to you regarding these gentlemen as well. We'll talk behind the scene and what good assets we can be to some of the committees and some of the work that you are doing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys. That's how we're gonna leave it right now.
No. We got to have our own. You got you still. If you want.
No. Today is Friday.
No, yeah, but you still have. I'm the board chair.
I move if I can obtain a second. I will stay here for 3 more hours.
Exactly. I'm the board chair, but I will second the motion.
Thank you.
Objection.
We have not opened it for objection. All in favor say yeah. The presiding has not recognized.
You know that.
The presiding has not recognized no objection. All in favor of extending say yeah.
Yeah.
And we extending.
In this case, I'm the presiding officer.
No, we got our own presiding.
You go back to Lofa? You go back. You go back to Lofa again?
Yeah, we give it back to
It's not reliable. Let me say this here on a very serious note. To have a young man to come out here and take this time to explain. You know, the funny thing, myself on my show, I've been accusing the people of stealing, I said steal, $15,000. And this young man is telling us tonight that this is the amount of money he makes. That's fine. But he explained to all the car. I don't think I know about. I never knew about the
DeLong has explained about that car before, but boy, let her hear DeLong. He has explained about that thing before.
For this young man to come and tell you, look, this is what it is, Mr. So if this young man say what he's going to do to come on here and continue to enlighten us, I think it will be a splendid idea, because many Liberian diaspora, like he said, people not getting information, therefore we speculate. And if I call myself the chief, but I'm the chief of speculator.
But CEO, equally so, I think it's also upon us to cross-check facts as well.
What facts we coming check now?
Why it's true that we have representative coming to talk to us? That's a very great idea. But this representative, he just won piece of this big pie.
So
you see, so when they say the horse is corrupt, and one man breaking out of the 73 and try to make himself like some messiah.
He's giving you the truth. You see that thing you do when I engage you. He's giving you the true statement. They say he presenting himself like a messiah. No, but you cannot say that, Mali. You are being unfair.
No, okay, but give me a chance.
When you use the word Messiah, he didn't present himself as a Messiah. He said, "This is who I am." When he answered your question, he told you, me.
Hold on one second.
You see the man saying, "I can't even defend you. That you getting overthrown on your own platform."
Yeah, no, but for you to say that, Dr. Malik, to use words like he's a Messiah, you have already like you watering down the good thing that's going to
Dr. Malik, what I'm telling you about what Alfonso can do.
I have a program coming up 8 o'clock.
What program? Besides up here, did you tell the board chair that you got another program?
Yes.
I learned the Boche time has expired. So I don't know where you coming from your position.
So,
here.
no, Dr.
Make
Mali,
a point.
Eh,
we should
I
encourage.
don't like to, because when you cut off people, then you don't give them the
yeah.
opportunity to counteract.
Libra, you don't even know the direction I'm going.
me
Why
just
you
No, but
pick
no,
up
the
one
word,
word?
the word. No, I agree with you. I don't mean to interrupt. I apologize. But the word you use.
Okay,
Okay,
but then
when
you work for,
he-
okay,
when
you
he-
can
when
work for
he's
your
done-
time
when
and
he's
read
done,
and redress the issue, Libra.
Okay, I know how to
Okay,
handle
go
it.
ahead, President.
Why?
That's what
You assume
Yeah.
that like
You
CDC,
see?
and I believe this young man also most likely is a CDC. Like CDC,
Uh-huh.
you come and put your foot in
No,
your mouth.
you will lie no. You will lie no.
You
That's
see,
CDC
I'm
lie no.
Oh, you're not CDC?
No, you will lie no.
You
Libra,
people are the trouble in our country. You're one of those. Why
Libra.
man came here, we asking, he called a party, you don't know for you to ask, now you say you're CD. You're from
I
CDC.
said because he seemed to be a firebrand, very good
Libra.
firebrand. Go
I'm
ahead,
asking-
go ahead, Dr.
Yeah,
Mali.
I'm asking
Okay,
the
wait.
question for three reasons. One, you and I know when the guy rise up, or when he was rising up
Who?
at
Who got-
DeLong, and even Nick called himself the light,
The real light, yes.
and the whole of Morovia were on fire for this guy.
Okay,
Before the chicken could crow,
yeah.
DeLong disappeared in the dark. Up to today, you can't hear DeLong talking anymore. We heard the type of gospel before. We heard them. All right. But yet, this is where I'm coming from. I love this guy. I love his frankness. But the issue here is this. When the horse in court, let's say, is corrupt, one person tried to get out and say, look, yes, the horse is corrupt, but I am not in that business. The mindset here is that the horse is corrupt. It's just one man. You see, that's where I'm already coming from. That's why I came up with a question. I said, okay, how can you help change? Because he was just talking about what he can do, what he's been doing, and that's good. All right. But
may
as a heart,
I step in now? May I step in now because we don't have much time. May I step in now?
who told you we don't have much time?
Wait until you are called.
Yeah,
You
no,
can't just get-
don't
no,
you
no,
want to
wait
complete double?
until
You
you
want
are
to complete double
called.
game? Okay, I'm called. Something too. Yes,
I
I'm
didn't
called.
call you.
No,
This is
you
how
already
you
did.
start
Let me
with
step.
Hello?
Let me come in.
No.
Are you listening to me? You want
Yes,
to
sir.
talk?
So we cannot implement a culture of impunity on this platform.
Yeah, the one I'm telling you, I'm about to put, wait until you
See?
are called. Will you
Okay,
wait?
call me now. Okay, call me now.
Okay, hold on. You don't have to tell me to call you.
You
Sister, do
can't
you have
pressure,
anything to say?
you can't pressure around the
See,
CEO. As a
you
CEO,
you
I
come
will
in.
have to continue.
CEO business all over the place. Call
Ah,
me
but
now.
when the matter to talk, I can defer.
Sister,
No,
you.
that's not your time to talk. You
Hold
info
on,
who
one
will
second. Gentlemen,
who will
I know
deliver.
you all gotta go. Sister, do you
Okay,
have
make
anything
sure
to say?
The deputy
I
commanding
respond
general
to-
said, yeah, I got something to say, but when the deputy commanding general, he the commanding
Yeah,
general.
so I
No.
need to respond. I need to respond.
Pape, calm down. Calm down.
Okay, all right.
I
May I
just said
respond?
that you need to get ice water to deliver, please.
Yeah,
You're
okay,
in a
that's fine.
camp.
May I respond? May I respond? So,
Hold
yeah,
on.
Mr. So, I'm coming to tell my family, God, I'm getting hot right now. I'm getting hot.
Papa, whenever we take out the phone.
You deal with your time when you want that for now.
You know what? I thank God I thank God the liberal action is in the absence of the honorable.
Okay, we gotta wrap up.
Okay, so real quick.
Hold on, let a liberal
Yeah,
make it.
thank you. But the point that I'm making, Dr. Malley, for me, and I'm not speaking for you, but for me, if you have a young man like this who is willing to sacrifice, in a sense, like he's young, he could be tonight as we speak, he could be having parties somewhere hanging out with friends, but he decided to come here to educate us. And not only that, he's also saying to you, not only I am the representative, but there are some information that are not out there in the public. And because of that, people speculate. And you know that's the truth. So he's saying, I'm going to do my best. I'm not perfect, but I will do my best to come here and try to enlighten my brothers and sisters. And then you, Dr. Malley, will come and use such word as being Messiah. That is ridiculous to the most. And the liberal is not going to sit here and for you to come and characterize the fine gentleman who is representing. And not only that, Dr. Malley, I wish Terry Collins were here tonight. He also touched on the Constitution. Why we can't praise him? I should be dancing right now.
And to conclude,
thank you, Mr. So.
I agree with Liberal. And something Representative Debee did here tonight extraordinary. Maybe you don't push on the assistant start pushing the button with the education, this and that. The first person, first lawmaker to say yes. What a day! I shouldn't have done that. You listen to that, right, Sissy? Yeah. It was wrong, but this is how we're going to do it. So crime is not transferable. So I think the word Messiah. So we need to also encourage people. We shouldn't scare people away. Encourage people. Yes, one person can change, and that's why some of them are strongly of their conviction, the belief, the stand with the Constitution. Some people who are taking the money, all of that. But I think let's give a chance, and his willingness to come here consistently, and his conclusion is not just only for my constituent, but for Grand Leader and for the Republic of Liberia, because yes, he represents the constituents, but overall, they are committees, they are teams, they make some decisions there, and so we want to thank that. Liberal, why you take you want to come for it?
CEO, can I say something now? I really want to push back on that.
No, we don't have to push back.
It's my view.
Let me say something.
Let's wrap it up.
I got to, by 8 o'clock, I say
Dr. Malley, let me say something and then you come in, please. And then you push back. I think I see it from both sides. I see Dr. Malley's point. He's talking about the institution. And that if you belong to the institution, sometimes you can be good, but the narrative of the institution can rub negative on you. And I'm hoping that's what Dr. Malley was going for, not for this individual person, but he as a part of the institution. If the institution is seen as corrupt, then it spreads on everybody. We did see that with DeLon, but to counter that, DeLon just proffered an amendment to a bill on the floor about statute of limitations. So we hope we can follow that. But here's the thing I want to celebrate. You saw me, Mr. On the live. I was texting. I was really not happy with him from the beginning. But when I came on, before I would come on the show, yeah, the thing about giving $50,000, which is about $250 or something like that, is not a big deal. But for when he talked about how he plans to make sure that they don't continue to do that, how he plans to ensure that that becomes a government thing, like the local banks get empowering people through microfinance and there being grants at the agricultural ministry, and people should get in co-ops and talk and to call for those money. For me, he made a lot of sense. There are very seldom where I say people make sense. You know me, I always come and balance people. I think there are places where he has his little mistakes and he accepted that. But one thing I want to celebrate is that he could have been on his own platform like DeLon and other representatives can do and go live on their own something, other people follow them. He's willing to come here with our reputation as being people who can dig people when they come here. I want to give him that credit. And I hope he continues to come back. And he did not lie when he said this is one of the best platforms, one of the biggest platforms. He is right. But I think Dr. Malley had a point when he was talking about institutional issue, not just him as an individual lawmaker. But I'll stop right there.
What the lawmaker makes to realize, I think he did not. What he did not mention is
something told you cannot lose the floor. No. You cannot lose the floor. That's not how we do it here, please. This is not you're not moderating. It's not your show.
Okay, good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
No, I'm ready. You would tell me good night?
Yes.
Yeah. Were you sure last night? Why you sure last night?
Dr. Malley is still pushing back. Then I want you to push back before I go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. The pushback with Kanye, our second segment, I get a gospel. The liberal needs a deliverance. So I'm gonna bring a gospel person here this evening in the first phase. Some of you need real. Some of you need
my gospel business. And you come and bring in that.
Bye. 9 o'clock. We'll see you guys. My guest will be 8 o'clock.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Male, we're going to push it out. We want to say thank you to Honorable Jacob.
No, but
Debee.
CEO,
And like I said, we're going to reach out.
Voices on the platform. We are.
Yeah, I told you, I say you're not coach, you're not co-host again. I told you can't listen. You will see.
It's wrong to be silencing
The man will add a Thomas Fala on you. You will go somewhere else. You will see. Tomorrow the announcement coming in the chat room. They'll tell you who the new co-host is.
Who's silencing who again? Dr. Male? The man said he got other show coming up. I'm the board chair. I'm giving you permission to
not be around.
No. Listen, we shouldn't go there. I said we're going to have a second segment.
I'm in fire again.
No, how you talking about Male? So, the man said,
I will not be part of your second segment. I need to
he coming fire. You will say go.
The authority on you. The man said, I said, you hear what the man said?
No, I disagree.
So
why are you agreeing with the liberal? You see?
He coming fire.
Wait a minute now. So that everybody will appear on a platform and everything they say, law and gospel, then we take a rush into heaven with it? No, we can't be doing that.
You're supposed to carry the mental RLG.
No. What sister said? They may say so many good things. Asking one question. When these things are in law, we use them to define your patriotism to the nation. You just talking there. They just talking there.
So carry the mental the whole thing.
This thing into law. When it passes into law, then we know we can use it as an instrument to know that you are patriotic to Liberia. So I'm not ready to move.
What did he say here tonight that does not sound like patriotic citizen?
Did you hear what I said? I said most of the things he said, if they are put into law, we use those instruments.
Please say something. Listen. No, that's been very disingenuous, and I will tell you it right now, because you had an opportunity, you asked multiple questions, you concluded. Now because somebody says something. What I'm saying, I'm not. You are pushing back liberal. You either come tonight or gentlemen. Yeah, good night.
All right. Good night.
I have to come 8 o'clock. I need to have a.
I'm not coming back tonight. Bye.
All right, then that's fine.
This is a good one. I'm gonna conclude this. Good night.
Okay, well, folks. Okay, well, folks, we want to leave it there. I have like a guest. Program is program. When it's over, it's over. There's no way that we can conclude everything at once. You have the opportunity to speak, you speak, and that's it. We cannot finish it up. But the second guest is going to be here by 8 o'clock. I'll just need like 10-minute break and we'll be back. Until then, have a pleasant evening. I will say thank you to Honorable Christopher Debee. Bye-bye.